Hello. This is Lisa. Um, it's been a minute since I did a podcast on Let's Talk Mental Health, but I'm getting back into it again. I was going through, my own little issues, you know, with mental health, and even now I still go through it, you know, like I suffer from PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, and it comes from rape and sexual assault, you know. Um, and I have told the story, and it's like when somebody rapes you or sexually assaults you, they really just don't have no kind of idea, or even if they do, they don't care what kind of havoc that they're wreaking on you, you know. Because at the end of the day, when they finish, they just go on about their little merry way, but we're left holding the bag. We the victims, we're left, or survivors, we're left holding the bag, you know. And I came up to this conclusion because back then when that happened, I was like, I want to say between 100 and 120 pounds soaking wet. Now I'm like 170, and I refuse to lose the weight because I am too afraid of it happening again. See, back then it was so easy because I was so little. All I had to do was scoop me up, But now, unless you want a herniated disc or some kind of back problem, and at the end of the day, that's not really reality because, if they want it, they just gonna come get it. I'm sorry if you're hearing any background noises. That's my air conditioner trying to keep cool. Temperature's a little bit hot out there, and that's my mental health talking because I'm so afraid of losing the weight, you know, getting hurt again. It's like that's that mental health, and a lot of people have so much misconception around mental health. Now, I always say don't use mental health for for bad for bad decisions, for bad actions. Don't use mental health for your bad actions. So, in other words, you do a crime, but then you try to clean it up, and then you want to use mental health. But no, because at the end of the day, you knew right from wrong because you tried to clean it up and tried to hide it. So you knew at that point what you did was wrong. So my whole thing is don't use mental health as for bad actions. And a lot of people have that misconstrued. And this is the whole purpose of me even talking about mental health because there's so much stigma around the mental health, that it creates an atmosphere where people that suffers from it, they don't want to get the help because they don't want to be labeled as crazy or insane or mental, you know. But that's not it, though. I'm telling. I mean, there's not really one person in this world, on this earth, that hasn't suffered some kind of traumatic situation at some point. You suffer PTSD. Now, it may be to the point where you don't recognize it, or it may be the point everybody can recognize it. I know I recognize mine, you know. And of course, it took years of therapy for me to do that, you know, to recognize it because I have the nightmares. I'm starting to have panic attacks. You know, I can't sleep at night. You know, I'm on medications that the doctor prescribed, but for some weird reason, I can't sleep at night. You know, I'm very jumpy. I'm very hyper vigilant, very jumpy. I startle very easy. You know, and these are the signs of PTSD, and these are the things that I have contributing to what I've been through. You know, and I also talk about this because in the end, it helps me because you know I'm shining the light on it. You know, think of it as a cut. If you get a cut, right, you clean it out, you put some Neosporin on it, you put a band-aid on it. But you know, at some point, you're going to have to take that band aid off and keep it off because if you don't, the air won't be able to hit it and heal it. You know, you keep that band aid on that cut, it's going to create all kinds of bacteria. So that's what I attribute to that. You know, I have to keep talking about it. It's like ripping off the band aid. Keep ripping it off. Keep ripping it off. Keep letting that fresh air in. Keep letting that fresh air hit it. You know, because at the same time, I have, I also have, drug issues. You know, and that's also attributed to my mental health. You know, but at the time, I didn't realize that. You know, I wasn't diagnosed with I wasn't diagnosed yet with anything at that time. You know, so the way I tried to stave off, the effects of it was I self medicated. But then at the end of the day, I look at it and I'm like, that actually made it worse. It didn't really make it better because not only now I'm dealing with the side effects of what happened and I'm self medicating, now I compiled on some new problems, you know, be it whatever, you know, jail, breaking the law, you know, it's a compound, and it's like, okay, so I knew I had to get the help. I really did know it was time, and God knows I did not want to come back to New York because New York was where it all started, but now I'm back in New York and I've been in therapy for many years, and I can talk about these things, and if it's reached one person, then, my job is doing its job, you know, because you're not the only one out there. You're not alone by yourself out there. There's other people out there that's probably going through similar situations. And that's the thing that I've learned through experience, was that I'm not alone. I have friends that have gone through either similar or much worse situations than I have, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this right here for right now. I just wanted to do a quick quickie. I will be doing another podcast over the weekend, actually. Well, Sunday is my birthday, so I'll probably do drop one Saturday, and it'll be a full length podcast. And until then, I hope everybody stay safe, stay blessed, and just know this: you are loved. You are very loved.